This video is brought to you by AKS IAS.
So presently you are in Gujarat.
Yes, sir. I am in Gujarat, sir. Gujarat Forest Department.
Forest Department.
Yes, sir.
From Western Ghat Forest to from Coimbatore Ridge to upper ridges of Western Ghats.
Yes, sir. Currently, I am posted in Western Ghats region of Gujarat only, sir.
Yeah.
The starting point of Western Ghats. Yes, sir.
Yeah, upper region.
Yes, sir.
So, have you previously in your previous means when you were studying or in your native place, do you have anything with the forest department or native village near forest and any other relation with forest?
Yes, sir. My hometown and my village is also very adjacent to the forest, sir. So it's very close to the forest, hardly 4 kilometers from the forest. So we had a lot of interaction with the forest department and also human-wildlife conflict issues. With respect to that, we have a lot of interactions, sir.
So you are always at home.
Sorry, sir.
So you are always at home. Even today you are at home.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Today, yes, sir.
So you are completely into your same basic environment like forest, Western Ghats. So how is your stint as IFS officer?
Sir, here I have been working for more than like 2 years, sir. This the work experience has been very good, sir. And not only with respect to forest department, and I'm working in an area where more than 80% of the people are tribal population. So in that aspect, we are also getting opportunities to work for the tribal people's development also and safeguarding their culture. So in that way, the last 2 years has been very good, sir, and very satisfying, sir.
Am I audible clearly?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. Otherwise, I'll get the headphones. Yeah. So
no, sir, you're audible, sir.
Yeah, you're in the forest area with flora and fauna and human population also. So
yes, sir, yes, sir.
Scheduled tribe population is very high in your area, I believe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is the dominant tribe? Yeah, more numerous tribe.
Sir, here in our district, 84% is tribal population, sir. So among that, the dominant tribe is like everything comes under the classification of bills, sir. In Gujarat, we have subcategories under bills. We have Wasava, Gamid, Chaudhary, Konkani, and the PVTG tribe of Kotwalia, sir. These 5 tribes are the major tribes in our district, sir.
So all these tribes, actually, what is their language? They speak which language exactly?
Sir, each of these 5 tribes have distinct languages, sir. For example, Wasava has Wasavi language, Chaudhary has different Chaudhary language, then Gamit has Gavit language, Kotwalia has different languages, sir. So all of these 5...
Yeah, please continue, sorry.
So all of these 5 tribes have different languages, sir. It is more or less close to Gujarati, but 50% there are differences in the words, sir.
Which family language, which language family does all these tribal languages belong?
Sir, these tribal languages belong to the family of Indo-Aryan, sir. Basically, since all these families comes under Bill tribes, so it belongs to Indo-Aryan languages, sir.
How come do you think Indo-Aryan language has come in the latter phase in comparison with the Dravidian? So what could have been the language of these people?
Sorry, sir, I could not hear you, sir. Sorry, sir.
Dravidian language is the oldest language group in India. Yes, Indo-Aryan is the latter one. These tribes were there in the forest in these regions since long, not just recently. Almost Neolithic period settlements are there in all these areas.
Yes, sir.
So what could have been their language? Was it Dravidian or Indo-Aryan?
Sir, from the starting, like as per the anthropological source I referred, their languages from the starting has been Indo-Aryan only, sir. So in the later stages, actually, the incursion of Hindi and also Gujarati, Sanskrit has mixed with them. But from the starting, it has been like distinct Indo-Aryan languages, not Dravidian languages here, sir.
So our understanding of Dravidian antiquity will be at stake.
Yes, sir, true, sir. Actually, Dravidian languages, like it is not spread like throughout India. So in western parts, like the Indo-Aryan languages has been more. But when we compare to Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Gond tribes, that Dravidian language influence has been there. Even Gond language comes under the Dravidian category. So in that way, their Dravidian languages is there, sir. But in this part, I think Indo-Aryan languages has been from the starting phases.
Have you heard about Brahui? A language.
Sorry, sir?
Brahui. Brahui. Brahui.
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware about that, sir.
How many do you know how many languages are there? Dravidian languages, basically.
Sir, Dravidian languages, I could not like get the exact number, but I can list out the languages which are there, sir.
Yeah. Can you name some?
Sir, definitely, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, Telugu is there, Tamil, Kannada, Tulu, then Malayalam. Then, if you see the tribal language, Gond is Dravidian languages, sir. Then, if you see in Jharkhand, Koi is a Dravidian language. Koi, yes, sir, Koi.
Kuvi.
Koi. It is spoken by the Dongriya Kon tribes of Odisha and Jharkhand, sir.
The Kuvi.
Yes, sir. And one more language, Kuruk language, is spoken by the Oran tribes of Central India, is also a Dravidian language, sir. And one more Dravidian language is there, like which I could not remember the name, which is spoken in like northwestern part and Pakistan region. I could not remember the name, sir. Exactly.
That is Brahui.
Sure, sir. I could not recollect.
That's what I was asking. Since you said this part you don't have Dravidian, so sir, I was mentioning about Brahui, which is there on that part of the region.
Yes,
Brahui
sir.
Is still spoken in some parts of Balochistan region of Pakistan.
Yes, sir.
And another one is Maltos. Yes, along with Kudukh and Maltos, it is in Rajmahal and Chota Nagpur belt.
Sir.
So that is Kudukh and Maltos, and Brahui is out of South Indian areas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So anyway, since I asked about Bills, sir, can you name some peculiarity of Bill tribe, which is different from the other Central Indian tribes?
Sure, sir. Yes, sir. So, like Bill tribes are, sir, mainly like compared to the Central Indian tribe, the Bill tribes, they are concentrated in the northwestern part, which in their like local term they call as Bill Pradesh, like Rajasthan and close to Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat part, sir. And there, if we see the like anthropological history, they say like they come from the like Eklavya lineage, that is like bow and arrow ceremony. So from they are like very highly experts in bow and arrow, sir, when compared to other tribes in South India or wherever I have visited in North India. So the people who are in our forest area, we could see like they are highly experts in bow and arrow. And another thing is also, sir, their language is like, if you compare the Central Indian tribe, like most are with the Gond languages as a common thing. But with respect to Bills in Gujarat or Rajasthan, like every region is having a like distinct language. For example, South Gujarat is having different 5 languages of Bill. And if you go to like Banswara, Dungarpur in Rajasthan, they are also having completely like a different language. And when we compare to the social development, I think compared to any other tribes, their development has been very good, sir, very good. And it has been inclusive also.
That is the basic difference. I think this expertise in archery is translated into.
Yes, sir,
also. Can you name some examples?
Sorry, sir, I could not hear you, sir, exactly. Sorry, sir.
Their expertise in archery.
Yes, sir.
Got translated into some successes in sports. Can you name some of the great archers? They came from Rajasthan area of Bilkhand.
Yes, sir. Sir, I could not recollect the exact names of the particular archers, sir. Sorry, sir.
Yeah, actually, 10 years back or 20 years back, just go back to some famous archers named some Lala or Lal. 2-3 archers came and they went up to Asian Games. They are basically from Bilkhand region of Rajasthan. As you said, they are experts in archery. And that is one of the finest examples we can quote.
Sure, definitely, sir.
Yeah. So, the river, your Vapi district is located is Purna.
Sir, actually the district which I am in is Tapi district, TAPI, not Vapi.
Sorry, not Vapi, Tapi district is Purna.
Yes, sir.
This Purna river has one more important town which is related to Parsis. Can you name that town?
Sir, sorry, sir, I am not exact. I don't know the exact town name, sir, of the Purna river.
Have you heard about Navasiri?
Yes, sir, Navsari. Yes, sir, Navsari.
Yeah, Navsari. Navsari is another town. That is the place where Parsis came first. When Parsi migration, Zoroastrian migration happened from Persia, That is
Okay,
the
sir.
center where Parsis came, if I
Yes, sir. Yes,
remember
sir.
rightly.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Yeah. So do you have any impact of Parsis in this region also?
Sir, I'm like I'm in the neighboring district, sir. Like from Navsari, I'm like 2 districts here, sir, in Tapi district. So here the impact of Parsi population is not there, sir.
It will not be
Here,
because they are
yes, sir.
into mercantile activity and you are
Yes, sir.
completely into forest or tribal region.
Yes, sir. We are in tribal region, sir. Mostly our like is 90% is rural region, rural area,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
So because of that, we are not having any effect, sir.
Mm. So Ooty or Uttakamand,
Yes, sir.
your native place is the entry point to Uttakamand from one side.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So actually, what exactly is the tribe or tribes in Ooty region? Can you name some of them?
Sir, in Ooty or Nilgiri region, the 5 important tribes are there, sir. One is Toda tribes, another is Kurumbas, Kotas, Paniyas, and Irlas are there, sir. Even the name Uttakamand is derived from the dwelling place of Todas, which is called Mund, M-U-N-D. So Mund is like a dwelling place. From that, they have adapted the Uttakamand place, sir, British. So 5 important tribes, sir.
Which is the numerous one, most populous one? Todas or Irulas?
So Todas are not the populous ones, sir. Irlas are the most populous ones, sir. Todas
Even there
population
is
is like around.
even there is a controversy the Irulas whether they are independent tribe or independent language or part of Toda or another Dravidian language. Have you heard about this?
Yes, sir. There was the controversy and the discussion has been there, sir. But as per the reports and also like with the various research that has been done, Irla is like a very separate language, sir. It is not having much relation with the Toda tribes. That the Irla language, if we see, it has a mixture of Tamil, Kannada, and Malayalam. So when I interacted with the people when they spoke in their native language, it is like completely different, sir. Even though I know Tamil and also some words of Kannada, but I could not understand. So their
Mm.
culture, language, everything has been distinct, sir.
With your theory or with your understanding, we can say that there are around 26 Dravidian languages,
Sir.
including Irula.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
2-3 languages, still they are not comfortably placed as a distinctive language. So 23 to 26 is the range people are counting. As
Yes,
you
sir. Yes,
say,
sir.
if you count Irula as a separate language, it will be 26.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. So as a mechanical engineer, from mechanical engineering to nature,
Yes,
how
sir.
do you feel the difference? You should have been in some factory manufacturing some metallic things and you are into forest and into complete nature.
Yes, sir. So since like from the childhood itself, I was like brought up in an area which was very close to the forest, and my family also from agriculture. From the childhood, I had a very huge love for like forest and natural resources, sir. So like on my personal interest, like I did mechanical engineering. Then from that, like I had a like encouragement and motivation for getting into the sector, which civil service or natural sector. So in that way, like it has been very good, sir, and personally very satisfying because from our village we used to see many of the issues related to the forest. From that point, now I'm in a place where I can give some solutions and like measures for the people depending on the forest. In that way, it has been very good, sir.
Then your love for nature and everything, you should have opted for biological sciences. Why mechanical engineering or some mathematics in this branch?
Sir, during my school time, like I had like a very strong knowledge, a very strong interest for mathematics and also science, sir. So like towards the when I was doing college, during that moment, I developed like a more stronger interest towards nature. Then I chose a path like where I thought like going into the nature sector with this knowledge would be very good. So in that way, I have chosen forest service, sir.
No, that is true. I am saying that during intermediate itself, you should have
Sir,
opted for natural sciences or you should have opted for biological sciences because you are into a deep love. You have love for forest, nature, and everything. You could have chosen botany, zoology, or such sciences. Why mechanical engineering?
yes, sir.
Why engineering side?
Sir, that point of time, like maybe I was not clear about like what to choose, sir, like between biology or mathematics. So since I was good in mathematics, that time I choose mathematical optional or science optional, sir.
You can carry on your passion after settling in some job. That's what you might have thought.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Towards like after I settled in like college or something, I pursued my interest which I had from childhood, sir. From that moment, I got this interest, sir.
Were you part of any nature club and such things?
Yes, sir. In college, I was the secretary of Nature and Social Club, sir, in my college.
Mm.
So in
So,
that we are,
please.
sir, as when I was a secretary, like we had a lot of interaction with the forest department also and the forest dwelling tribal communities, and also in urban areas where we were doing the environmental work, sir. So even during my college time, I was part of the environmental work, sir.
You mentioned some interesting things as your hobbies, collecting tribal art and craft works.
Yes, sir.
What can you name some of the varieties?
Sir, actually in tribal art and craft works, I am collecting by 3 classifications, sir. One is like tribal paintings. The second thing is like tribal costumes, like dresses, ornaments. Then the thing is like particularly with respect to tribal crafts, sir. So I have like collected almost like at least 40 to 50% of the tribes of India, various works, sir.
Very good.
Sir.
Have you collected dokra?
Yes, sir. I have collected dokra, sir. Yes, sir. From different parts of.
What item? What among dokra? What exactly the artifacts you have?
Sir, among the Dokra items, if you see Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, the main thing is like there is a particular name called Madhya and Madin. So it is considered as the tribal couple existing in the central Indian part. So that is a very famous tribal craft from the central Indian region, sir. And if we see in Telangana, there is a different craft from the Adilabad region. There is a different craft. So from Odisha, we are having different variety where they focus more on the like animal varieties. For example, bull, cow, even the deers which are existing in the forest. So they try to develop this into a craft, and basically done with the help of lost wax techniques, which we see in the Indus Valley civilization, sir.
Yeah, very good. That last wax. I was about to ask about this last wax technique,
sir.
Do you have any such interesting techniques in Tamil Nadu in metal crafts?
Sir, with respect to metal crafts, I'm not aware of any particular techniques in Tamil Nadu, sir.
Nagapattinam is a center, I believe, for metal craft till late medieval.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ancient till late medieval, Nagapattinam branches are very, very popular.
Yes, sir. In medieval India, Nagapattinam was a very famous center, sir. Yes, sir. But right now, I think there it is not popular, sir, in Nagapattinam, sir.
Yeah. What was the main basic patronage pattern in Nagapattinam for all these crafts? They have produced a lot of artifacts related to one region, but later it's decimated. They have decimated. Can you name that religion? Nagapattinam was famous for bronzes related to which religion?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of the exact religions. I cannot make a guess, sir.
Lot of Buddhist images were made in Nagapattinam.
Yes, sir.
Nagapattinam branches, and we lost it. Along with Buddhism, we lost Nagapattinam metal craft also.
Yes, sir.
So, as a Tamilian settled in Gujarat,
yes, sir.
How do you see the language issue, Hindi as the national language? Today, you have a great debate on this language issue.
Yes,
in
sir.
Tamil Nadu, you have vehement opposition. In many South Indian states, you have opposition with different levels, different degrees.
Yes, sir.
So, what is your take on this issue?
Sir, actually, initially, when I came from Tamil Nadu to Gujarat, I faced the language issues, sir. But when we are having the interest and opportunity, I think any language can be learned. And Hindi as a medium for a common language throughout India, I think it's a very good thing, sir. I think the students can be offered the opportunity to learn languages. Then it will be their take whether to learn a new language or Hindi or any other language. I think it is a very good thing, sir, to offer them the opportunity for learning. I think anyone in South India or any other part, I think the opportunity to learn new languages should be offered, sir.
We don't have any problem to learn any new language. But the question here is whether Hindi should be the national language and everyone should learn it. That is there, the debate is.
Yes, sir. I think like as per the constitution, there is no national language, sir, and Hindi is spoken by I think 35 to 40% of population. So in that way, I think there is no need for a national language in a very highly diverse country like India. Only one thing like we can do is like we can promote a lot of languages which are spoken commonly by many people, sir. In that way, I think this debate and controversy can be avoided.
Yeah. Up to some extent, you could sort out the issue amicably.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But still, it is to be debated.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So definitely.
Yeah. So, Tamil Nadu, coming back to Tamil Nadu, Tamil culture, it seems that is one of the ancient cultures. Can you name? Can you explain why it is known as the Tamil is known as a classical language? Why Tamil culture is very ancient in Indian subcontinent?
Yes, sir. Sir, like Tamil is called the classical language because if we see classical language, it should have been derived, it should have been a language which is not dependent on any other language. So by seeing that Tamil has like independent words, only by letter yes we see some languages like we are using from other languages, but like overall we see it is independent and it has more than over like 2500 years of antiquities and also literary records. So that is
How
very
many
important for
years?
declaring.
Sorry
Sir,
to
2000, sir,
2000.
2000 years, sir.
Yeah.
2000 years, sir. So more than 2000 years of like antiquities and literary works we have. So that is one of the main criteria for declaring as a classical languages, sir. And if we see that both criteria it is satisfying, sir. So that in that way Tamil is like a classical language. And if we see Tamil language, it has like from the ancient time during the rulers of Cholas or Pandyas, it is spread to like many parts of Southeast Asia. Even now, we can see our own records and also the records in Southeast Asia, like Indonesia, Thailand, and Vijaya Empire also. From that, we are concluding like that it has been present from a very long time. So by that way, even our temple architecture, Dravidian temple architecture in Tamil Nadu, and if we see in Cambodia, everything it has similarities, and there is also proof for that, sir. So by that way, we can say that like Tamil is like one of the oldest culture and also languages.
Basically, there is a theory that Indus Valley script is a Dravidian script. What is your opinion on this? Indus is Dravidian. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Like it is currently on the discussion, sir, like whether the Indus Valley script is Dravidian or it is like whether it is like Indo-Aryan script, and the research has been going on, sir. Even like last I think 15 years, there are various research that has been going on, and if we see by research, like personally, like I could not come to a conclusion whether it is like a Dravidian culture or it is like a separate Aryan culture, sir, because there are various theories like the people who existed there were like independently they were from European like steppes and they settled there, and another theory is there like Dravidian settled there and they moved to like southern part of India. So in that way like till now like there has been no particular conclusion on whether it is a Dravidian or Aryan scripture.
It's not 10 to 15 years, it's almost 40 to 50 or 60 years we have different theories.
Yes, sir.
Any popular theory or any popular person known as any popular theoretician who worked on Indus script, can you name some of the people who has postulated or expressed some opinions on Indus script?
Sir, on an Indus script, actually, I could not remember the exact persons who have worked on that, sir. I could not remember the exact name, sir.
Have you heard about Airavatham Mahadevan?
Yes, sir. Airavatham Mahadevan, I have heard, sir. Sir, he's from Tamil Nadu. Yes,
Asco Parpola?
Sorry, sir?
Asco Parpola.
No, sir. Asco Parpola, I have not heard, sir. Sorry.
Finland.
Yes, sir.
Both are the strong proponents of the theory that Indus script is of Dravidian origin.
Sir.
So
yes, sir. Definitely I will read about it, sir. Yes, sir.
So how was your tryst with anthropology?
Sir, my journey with anthropology has been very good, sir. Like because my personal interest like has been to learn about tribal culture and also on heritage management. So in this way, like from anthropology, I have been able to learn about these two hobbies also, and also with respect to extra things. For example, with respect to sports or tribal administration, everything I have been able to cover as a holistic aspect, sir. So in that way, I think anthropology has been like a very good subject for me, sir.
Your passion for tribal crafts definitely might have helped you in learning anthropology more. So at the same time, can you tell me something about the man and animal conflict in the tribal areas?
Yes, sir, definitely, sir. So I am working in a tribal area. So like in a week, every time 2 or 3 times we hear news about man-animal conflicts, sir. So I think the main thing for man-animal conflict is like the carnivorous population has been increasing, sir, but they are not able to find the prey base. Like
Hmm.
herbivores, they are not able to find. One is that thing, sir. Another second thing is like habitat fragmentation has been happening, like with respect to agriculture or even developmental works. So in that way, the wildlife habitation is getting fragmented, and like it is moving to the revenue areas. I mean village areas, sir. So because of this, I think the conflict has been happening with the climate change scenarios also coming to picture. So in this way, in this scenario, we are facing like human-animal conflict issues, sir.
So if that is the case, we should not have. You are talking about the carnivorous population
Yes, sir.
and shrinking of herbivorous population. Then
Yes,
what is
sir.
the reason for the conflict between this one, the elephant areas, human
Yes, sir.
elephant conflict?
Yes, sir. So, like elephant is like a herbivore, sir. So it has a particular corridor, like it is basically called as elephant corridor, which is permanent for its movement. So when some activities are happening, like which disturbs its core path, then the animal shifts its path, or even it follows the same path. So from that way, we get into conflict with the elephant and humans, sir.
So here the problem is who is responsible for this conflict? What is the if you can name some of the factors for this conflict, arranged in the order of priority, which is the first one and which is the second one for this conflict?
Sir, I think that like most of the reasons have been with respect to like our anthropological disturbances only, sir, like by man, be it like a linear infrastructure project like roadways or something like that, that disturbance is happening, sir. Then second, with respect to like naturally the population of like many animals is also increasing, like be it elephant or wild boar or even leopard. That's like secondary reason, sir. But main thing like anthropological disturbance is the main reason for this conflict, sir.
So you say development is a major reason.
Yes, sir. Some of the developmental measures, not all the developmental measures, sir. Some of the developmental measures, like where we don't take into consideration of the like environmental disturbances, and we don't go for where sustainable mitigation, there disturbances are happening, sir. Even like where many of the developmental activities, where even excellent ecological remedies has been given, sir, like eco bridges, everything, sir.
Can you name a recent controversy when a big road project is being laid in one place, which is disturbing the elephant and rhino population?
Sir, I think it is happening in Assam region, sir. Some.
No one needs a clue when I said rhino.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is happening in Assam region, sir. Already in Assam region, like many elephants are being like subjected to accidents every year because of railway infrastructure, sir. So in that way, like now the debate has been going on whether we should like disturb the wildlife area or not. So that
The
is the
same
discussion.
thing. One more area is there in Himalayan region. On this side of
Sir.
Himalayan region,
Yes, sir.
do you know anything? This side of Himalayan region means not Assam side. Come
Yes,
west
sir.
side. Is there any
Yes,
region
sir.
where the more accidents of elephants are happening on the railway tracks?
Mm, Sir, in Himalayan side, I think like it might be in Uttarakhand, sir. I'm not sure about it, but it might be in
Yeah,
Uttarakhand, sir.
you are,
Corbett and Rajaji Tiger Reserve and elephants are there, sir. That's like a very huge elephant corridor. Since our training in Dehradun, we have been witnessing that, sir.
you, you,
So
you
there
guessed
actually a lot of
you guessed rightly.
yes, sir, yes, sir,
Rajaji area, basically
yes, sir,
Haridwar to Dehradun stretch is a very prone area for the accidents.
yes, sir, yes, sir,
Hmm. So your interest in Northeast
yes,
is
sir,
also very interesting. Why you are interested in North? Reading about Northeast.
yes, sir. Sir, when I was doing my college, like some of four or five of my college mates from Mizoram and some people were from Sikkim.
Mm.
So, like when I interacted with them, I had a chance to visit Mizoram, sir, once. So I was like very fascinated by their love for nature and the way they are living harmonious with nature. And also, be it any activity, they are like doing as a group, sir. That social cohesion is always there. So their love for nature really impressed me. And from that moment, I thought like with this much diversity, their love for nature and also they're very united. So I thought from that moment I will learn about Northeast, sir. So it all started like that, sir.
This collectivism,
Yes, sir.
where do you
Collectivism,
place
sir.
this collectivism in anthropological perspective?
Sorry, sir. Can you repeat again, sir?
Collectivism, as you mentioned about the collective activity in Northeast.
Yes, sir.
So, this character of collectivism, where do you find in anthropological perspective?
Sir, actually, when you are reading about the economic perspective of anthropology, like with respect to how the communities developed from primitive to civilized phase, there we can see this collective phase, sir, like how the division of labor happens, how different communities, like be it men or women, they divided the work among themselves, or both the genders involved in the economic perspective. So, in economic perspective, we are able to relate this phenomenon, sir.
So this collectivism is tribalism, basically.
Yes, yes, sir.
Can you show, just,
Sir.
sorry, this is again man and animal conflict in urban space.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. So this collectivism, can you draw some conclusions in art painting about collectivism? Since
Yes,
you
sir,
are
definitely, sir.
collecting art pieces also, tribal art.
Yes, sir, definitely, sir. Sir, from the tribal paintings, like which I have collected, be it Warli painting, gold painting, or even Pithora painting of Gujarat. So whatever, like I could see is in most of the paintings, it has been always about collectivism, sir. Be it any activity, be it the marriage activity they are showing, or even some agriculture activity they are showing, the tribal paintings always has stressed on the collectivism. So one more thing, what I observed, why collectivism is there is like the tribal population or even Northeast population, they are living in a very challenging or very remote geographical terrain, sir. So in that space, the collectivism is very, very important for their survival. So if you see their culture and also painting everywhere, that collectivism I could see, sir, in every painting, sir.
So without collectivism, there is no survival. That
Yes,
is
sir.
the
Yes, sir.
essence of life in tribal areas, or where we challenge nature.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right.
Shall we just go further back from tribal
Yes,
art to rock art sites? Rock art.
sir.
Do you know what exactly is rock art is?
Yes, sir. Rock art, during the Paleolithic type, that time, like we could see some of the rock art and cave paints in Bimbetka Adamgaran, sir. So basically, they sketch with a stone or some material in the rocks or caves, sir. So that is basically.
So what was the theme for rock art?
Sir, if we say like Bimbetka and Adamgar, sir, the whatever they have sketched is like basically day-to-day life of the people who lived there. One is one painting we could see hunting of a boar by humans. And another is like chasing of a deer by a wild carnivore. Like, they could not figure out whether it's a tiger or something like that. So it is like whatever the day-to-day activities they are happening, they have tried to represent in a very linear way, sir, in rock art.
Hunting is the major theme, basically.
Yes, sir. Hunting is, yes, sir.
Yeah, that too collective way.
Yes, sir.
So when we talk about all these things, sir, there is a title known as Headhunters.
Yes, sir. Headhunters.
Yes, is known as Headhunters. Can you name which tribe is called as Headhunters?
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, headhunters, if we see Konyaks in Nagaland were called as headhunters. Now, presently, they are not practicing that, sir. But previously, they were doing that head hunting. Why they were doing head hunting was because to show their valor. Because in society that time it was considered like if you hunt the head of another tribe or another community, and if you display on the hut of this community, then it is considered like you are the very powerful, and to show the warrior and valor of the community, that was practiced, sir.
Any popular anthropologist wrote on that? Any title related with the same head hunting?
Sir, I could not remember the exact book name, sir, but Verrier Alvin and Christopher von Hammondorf has worked on this in Northeast India, sir.
Headhunters of Nagaland.
Yes, sir.
Similar title, just with some
Yes.
variation. I to remember vaguely. Headhunters
Yes,
of
sir.
Nagaland or something, or Headhunting Nagas. That is the title.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir.
Hammondorf.
Sir.
So, of course, your love for, I really appreciate your interest for this tribal art, nature, and Indian forests and Indian Forest Service or nature will lose an officer with such a passion if you get selected into IAS.
Sir. Sir, I have interest for nature and tribes also, sir. Like by getting into IAS also, I could actually more expand the scope of my working also. So I have interest in nature and tribes. Also, I have interest in heritage also, sir. Heritage, culture. So that is also my interest. So I think from moving from here to IAS, I think I can expand my scope of working. Like I think India won't be losing an officer, sir. I think it will be like a gaining an officer where I could use more of my interest and work more efficiently, sir.
Which heritage site would you like to what you call rejuvenate in Tamil Nadu, which lost its sheen or which is crying for attention? Can you name a site in Tamil Nadu where you will be one site?
Sir, yes, sir, definitely, sir. Sir, actually, I have visited Bragadishwara Temple and Gangaikonda Cholapuram in Tanjavur, sir. Bragadishwara Temple is actually very well maintained. It is also actually comes under UNESCO Heritage Site. But if we say Gangaikonda Cholapuram, it is in not good condition and it's also in ruins. But if you see the structure and also the history behind it, the way Rajendra Chola has built it, so I think it needs to be rejuvenated and also proper facilities has to be provided for awareness creation and also more tourism promotion. I think my take would be, sir, Gangaikonda Cholapuram, sir.
Have you heard about Adichanallur?
Yes, sir, Adichanallur I have heard, sir. Yes, sir.
What exactly, what history is there for Adichanallur?
Sir, in Adichanallur, archaeological department, did a great excavation, I think before 15 to 20 years, and they found a huge, lot of skeletons, where it is believed that they would have lived either in Paleolithic or Mesolithic. Still, radiocarbon dating is going on that. And one particular interesting right was on that they could find a human skeleton which had 3 eyes, which a particular author wrote. I could not remember this, sir. So there was very interesting, and it's one of the I think one of the oldest archaeological site in Tamil Nadu. So I think that site I think can be developed into a museum, and also documentation can be done on this.
Yeah, are you talking about Satyamurthy who wrote on Adichanallur?
Sorry, sir. I could not remember the exact name, sir. I forgot, sir.
Satyamurthy is one of the popular archaeologists who worked on Adichanallur site also.
Sir.
So, what were the religions of Tamil Nadu in ancient times? I am talking about ancient times, since early historical times till 8th or 9th century AD, or even you can limit to 6th century or 7th century. What were the religions?
Sir, I think
Sir, please continue.
Sir, Hinduism was there, sir, with different Saivites and Vaishnavites practicing their own culture. And Buddhism and Jainism was one of the most important religions in ancient Tamil Nadu. If we see even Sitana Vasal or many of the areas where Pandya ruled and Pallava rulers ruled, Jainism was very important, sir. And if we see, as you said, Nagapattinam and the southern areas, we could see the Buddhist population was there, sir. Later stage, I think Christianity, all this came into picture, sir.
Christianity, of course, it's very latest.
Very late. Yes,
I was talking about till 6th century AD. Jainism and Buddhism. You talked about Sittanavasal. It's good. Then,
yes, sir.
Was there any Buddhist learning center in Tamil Nadu?
Sir, sir, Buddhist learning center was there, sir, but I could not remember the exact name, sir. Sorry, sir, I could not remember.
Kanchipuram was a very big Buddhist learning center in Tamil Nadu.
Sir, yes, sir.
Kanchipuram,
yes, sir.
Yeah. Have you seen Seventh Sense?
Sorry, sir.
Seventh Sense, a film.
Yes, sir. You are talking about the Tamil film or some other film, sir?
Tamil film, Seventh
Yes,
Sense.
yes, sir. I have seen, sir. Yes, sir. There, Buddhism and Kanchipuram is widely portrayed. Yes, sir.
That is based on that Kanchipuram's history.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Of course, that story is not completely mythical. It's true to a larger extent.
Sir.
But for some of the great aspects, some mystical powers, Bodhidharma has got in that film. Majority
Yes,
of the things are true.
true. Yes, sir.
How do you rate this change? What happened to Buddhism in Tamil Nadu? Today, if you see, Tamil Nadu is completely a non-Buddhist, non-Jaina, just a Hindu state.
Yes, sir.
When it is when we are talking about the ancient religions of India, of Indian
Yes.
origin. So what happened to all these religions? What happened? How they got decimated? Can you tell something about it?
Yes, sir. So in ancient time, Buddhism and Jainism was very popular, sir. Like, but with the growth of Bhakti movement in South India, especially in Tamil Nadu, when Bhakti movement with the Saivites and Vaishnavas, they were able to like attract large number of people who were attracted towards Buddhism and Jainism into the Hinduism fold, sir. That might be because of like one thing is like use of vernacular language, and since they opposed like idolatry and all those practices, the Bhakti movement scholars or the saints, they were able to like pose a stiff competition to the Jainism and Buddhism. And from that moment, I think Buddhism and Jainism lost their patronage, and the Hinduism got like growth.
Is it just attracting, or any physical clashes were there between these religions?
Sir, actually, physical classes are also there, sir. Like when I studied like history and also on seeing some of the old movies in Tamil, I could see the classes has happened between the different scholars of be it Buddhism or Jainism with the Saivites and Vaishnavis.
So this is the basic thing. So definitely there are physical clashes, physical elimination of these religions, Buddhism
Yes,
and Jainism, to a
sir.
larger extent by Vaishnava and Shaivite cults in Tamil
Yes,
Nadu
sir.
is the reason behind it.
Yes, sir.
There are three classics of ancient
Sir.
Tamil Nadu literature. Can you name those three classics?
Sir, one is Tirukural, sir. Another is Silappatikaram, and another is Manimekalai, sir. Three are the classics of.
Of course, Tirukural. Okay, I'm talking about the classics which are creative. If we leave Tirukural, Silappatikaram and Manimekalai, and apart from these two, you have another one, third book of Sangam, latter period.
I think it's maybe Sivaga Sindhamani, sir. Silappatikaram, Manimekalai, and Sivaga.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any clue about the religions which I talked just now, like Jainism and Buddhism in these two books?
Sir, I think in Silappatikaram actually a lot of things have been talked about Jainism, sir. In Silappatikaram and Manimekalai, since it's related with Pandyan rulers in Madurai also, the aspects of Jainism has been talked about, sir. And with respect to Sivaga Sindhamani, I'm not aware about the religions.
I believe that it's the other way around. Sivaga Sindhamani is more of Jainism, and Manimekalai becomes a Buddhist nun, Bhikkhuni.
Yes, sir.
And Buddhism is there in Manimekalai, and to some extent in Silappatikaram.
Sure.
So Buddhist in first two, and then the Jainism in the second one. That is third one, Sivaga Sindhamani.
Sure, sir.
I will please check the facts. If I am wrong, also no issues. You can correct.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Definitely, sir. I will check on this. Sir.
Okay, so Vyara, coming back to Gujarat now, just from this corner to that corner of Western Ghats. Vyara, you have Vyara Fort also? There is a fort in Vyara.
Sir?
Fort.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In fort is there, sir.
Can you tell about the historicity of that fort?
Yes, sir. It is basically called as Songad Fort, sir. Songad. Songad is a taluka name, sir. So it belongs to the time of Gaikwad rulers. Gaikwad rulers were the ones who ruled this part of southern part of Gujarat from Vadodara. So it belongs to the time of Shayaji Rao, sir. The place which my office is also located is also called Shayaji Rao. So it was during his time this fort was built as a to serve as a protection against the other rulers.
So this Gaikwads are the branch of which family or which dynasty? Can you name that? It's a branch again. It's not the original one. It's a branch. What do you call it? Is a result of something else happened in history. They name the origins of these Gaikwads?
Sir, origin I could not remember, sir, but these are like basically like umbrella classification is Maratha, sir. So
Yeah.
like the Gaikwads are they are called as Gaikwads of Baroda. So basically their main language during their rule was also Marathi only, sir. Here also.
Yeah. When this Maratha kingdom, Maratha confederacy is split in the latter period, then Gaikwads, Holkars.
Yes, sir.
All these branches rose, and Gaikwads is one of them.
Yes, sir.
I think something is there with Gaikwad. Gaikwads of Baroda, they are the patrons of art. Can you explain this thing?
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. Sir, like if we see in like Vadodara or Baroda, so there is a museum which was especially constructed during the rule of Sayaji Rao, the King Sayaji Rao's time. So he patronized the local art and crafts which was existed in this region. And also if we see the Sayaji Rao University which is existing now in Vadodara, it's a very important university for education. That was also started by Sayaji Rao only, sir. And if we see back of Baroda, economical sector also, that was also started by the Gaikwads of Baroda only. So in that say, if we see education sector, finance and art sector, everything, everywhere Gaikwads role has been there.
So very, very interesting. There is a connection of Ambedkar also with Gujarat. Can you tell the connection?
Sir, actually, I could not remember the exact event, sir. One thing is during the King Shayaji Rao's rule, I think he abolished untouchability and also passed various laws which are for the affirmation of scheduled caste and scheduled caste. In that he involved Ambedkar in that, sir. But I could not remember the exact event. I think I forgot that event, sir. Exactly.
Yeah, that is very, very important. Apart from that, he is the beginning. That is the beginning of reservations also in that sense.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Reservation. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and he awarded scholarship also. With his help, only Ambedkar could go to foreign shores, and that is the connection between Gaikwads.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things which Baroda or Vadodara or Sayaji Gaikwad has done to Ambedkar and the emancipation of Dalit sections.
Yes, sir.
Another very interesting thing is there associated with your Vyara.
Sir.
First photojournalist, do you know? First woman photojournalist is from the same town.
Sorry, sir, I am not aware of that, sir.
Her name is Homai Vyarawala.
Okay, sir, I will definitely note it.
It's a first woman photojournalist of India is hailing from the town Vyara.
Sir, definitely I will read on this, sir. Sure,
yeah. Very, very interesting fact. She was very, very accomplished photojournalist. She worked with Illustrated Weekly of India.
Sir.
Vyara.
Yes, sir.
So lots of things are there about Gujarat. Why?
Yes, sir.
You tell me something about when we talk about Gujarat. Gujarat sounds like a trading state than any other like agriculture or these things. Why? Gujarat sounds as a trading state.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, like in Gujarat, if we see, sir, there has been more investment with respect to business and industrial sector also, and also with the presence of various communities like Parsis and Baniyas also. Their focus has been generally and their interest is with respect to the economic sector. So it is the government or Gujarat has invested a lot in the industrial sector. By the benefit of that sector, we are investing from the returns in agriculture sector, social economic sector, and also so it's basically a trickle down effect. And here the people has been
please continue.
And here law and order situation has been very good with the advantages of that. Many it has been able to attract investors very easily.
This one you have started or you answered from present understanding, I believe. But
yes,
actually,
sir,
I expect an answer with some demographic perspective, economic perspective from ancient times. Why Gujarat is trading since ages? Why Gujarat is not agriculture since ages?
Sir, I think from the Indus Valley civilization itself, we start, sir, like with respect to the various metallurgical specimens or products which are manufactured under the presence of like a long coastline. Gujarat, I think, has the longest coastline in India, and with accessibility to like the Africa or Europe. I think from we see the geographical perspective and also like ancient perspective of Indus Valley civilization and all those things. I think from the time the like industrial sector and the export has always been there, sir, and I think that has been continued till now.
Yeah, this is one aspect. Second aspect is the semi-arid nature of the region.
Sir,
Rainfall, shortage rainfall, and
sir.
many things, they contribute to the geographical factors. Geographical factors are very important, where the human population tend to adopt one or the other profession for their livelihood.
Yes, sir. Sir.
So you should start with these geographical factors and geographical specificity of Gujarat, which forced the Gujaratis or which forced Gujarat to be one of the important trading centers since ages.
Definitely, sir. Definitely, sir.
Once we start saying that since Parsis came or since many communities are there who are trading, then that will not be a perfect answer in terms of economic or geographical. Its basis is we are here, what the nature is.
Yes,
if
sir.
there is long coastline, you will be into trading, you will be into fisheries, and
Yes,
if you are in desert areas, you are into something else.
Yes, sir.
You are forced to
Sure.
move out of your town or village to do something else.
Yes.
So this pattern of migration, pattern of sustenance, these are important.
Sure, sir. I will correct. Yes, sir. I will correct that answer, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Have you visited any Indus site since you are in Gujarat?
Sorry, sir. Can you come again, sir?
Can you did you visit any Indus site in Gujarat?
Yes, sir. I have visited the Dholavira site in Kutch, sir.
Dholavira site in Kutch, sir. What exactly is the specific character of Dholavira? This year prelims question.
Yes, sir. Like it's a very one thing which was unique to is like water conservation system in Dholavira was very important, sir. So there were like a lot of be it like small pond like structure or step well, so much they have done like a lot of underground drainage during that time itself, sir, mainly for water conservation, because that Kutch area is like a very dry region. I think hardly it gets 50 centimeter, not even 50 centimeters of rainfall, sir. I think 10 to 15 centimeters of rainfall only. So in that perspective, they have thought like from a very larger perspective for the growth of the population and also for sustenance of agriculture. So that water retention system is very unique in Dholavira, sir.
Still feeling to talk a lot, but
Sir.
I'll be ending this session within 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So sir, as a mechanical engineer, where do you put your academic achievement into your service? You are a mechanical engineer basically. Yes, now into forest service and trying to enter administrative service.
Yes, sir.
Or I believe IPS too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So where do you put your academic excellence or your pursuit, your achievement in mechanical engineering in all these things?
Sir, yes, sir. So I think like mechanical engineering knowledge, like for example, like be it refrigeration or techniques, I'm able to use in like villages for developing cold storage facilities, which is very important for sustenance of agriculture products, because the storage facilities it's also always missing. So we are developing on that even with respect to our forest villages also, sir, cold storage. Another thing is like in mechanical engineering, like we always studied some aspects like tensile structure, the construction of roads. So these are aspects I'm able to use practically in the construction of like forest roads or be it forest bridges. So something like this concept I'm practically able to use, sir. I think in with the IAS or any other service also, this will be always useful for like improving the situation which is existing now.
In rural areas, a big problem is there. From field to the market, in between you have a big space where if the conditions are not favorable, if it rains, you lose entire product. We don't have small warehouses. Forget about cold storages.
Yes, sir.
Simple warehouses are not there. How do you resolve this in this country?
Sir. I think one of the reason for agriculture people not getting the returns is like the absence of godowns or warehouses, sir. I think now agriculture ministry and also from like whatever we are seeing in our district administration also they are taking on a like very priority basis for constructing first warehouses. So they make sure like there will be like common warehouse in a particular village or at the taluka level. The merchants would be able to directly come from there. They are trying to reduce the distance the agriculture the farmers have to travel. So it is like basically we are making the merchants to come here with decent basic storage facilities available. We are trying to give them, sir. Then another thing is like for long perishable, the creation of cold storage facility has become like very important. Without that, I think it will get decayed in 1 or 2 days. So I think in Gujarat government, they are focusing a lot of on cold storage facilities here. I think even in our district, after I got posted, I think 4 or 5 cold storage facilities has been developed here, sir.
So, since we talked about warehouses, can you
Sir.
name the oldest warehouse in India? Examples of oldest warehouses or godowns.
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of the exact warehouse, sir.
Indus granaries.
Sorry, sir. Okay, sir. Yes.
You have wonderful granaries in local, in your state where you are working.
Yes, sir. I was thinking about like after independence, anything was developed. I
No,
was thinking in that.
ancient, oldest. I talked about
Yes.
oldest granaries.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because we had it.
Yes, sir.
Unfortunately, because of lack of planning or something else, we lost everything. That is what I wanted to exemplify.
Yes, sir.
So, not feeling to stop this interview, but still,
sir.
we have to,
Sir.
because
Yes,
the time is almost 1 hour.
Yes, sir. 1 hour, sir.
What will be your last question? What will be your priority area if you are posted in Tamil Nadu, home cadre? What is to be addressed on the urgent basis in Tamil Nadu? Which sector is crying for attention?
Sorry, sir. Can you come again, sir?
Which sector is crying for attention in Tamil Nadu? If you are posted in your home state, what will be your priority areas where you want to make some changes in administrative setup?
Sir, I think my priority would be agriculture sector, sir, and specifically cooperating farming is the priority sector which I want to work on, sir. So it would like increase the economic returns of the people also, and also value addition, everything can be increased, sir. Since I am like my family also from agriculture background, I think cooperative farming would be my priority sector, sir.
Very good. So nice talking to you. We had a good interaction on different topics.
Yes, sir.
So what exactly you felt during this interaction, you can talk about, Arun.
Sir, I felt like this interaction in my personal perspective was like a very casual, it was like a very discussion where I felt more confident, sir. I was feeling confident because like maybe before 2 years where I attended interview, I was not that confident, but now I feel like very confident with the field experience also. So I think I was able to give like good answers with confidence. Confidence was there, sir. Even when I was not able to know, I was not knowing the answer also, I was able to say like, sir, I don't know like that.
Even you could guess also rightly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What made this change? Can you?
Sir, I think like before 2 years when I was not in the field, so I was not aware of like what is exactly happening in the field or like practical perspective. So after working 2 years, suppose if somebody asks me like, can you say about the development versus tribal issue, I can give a very practical answer. That is like I think it's all because of 2 years work experience on this.
That maturity, that practical, pragmatic understanding and maturity, both help you in this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what do you feel about your strengths and weaknesses? What is your weakness? Tell me your weakness first.
Sir, weakness, I think maybe if some questions they ask like with respect to core mechanical engineering, that would be my weakness, sir, because I could not recollect the topics which I have read at that point of time. And I think strengths, if I say like I will be with respect to tribal or northeast, which are like very unique hobbies. even marathon running also. I think if anyone asks any question in that, I think I would be able to really give good convincing answer, and a very from a practical perspective also, sir. And even I think now, even if I am not knowing any answer, I think very maturely and like politely I have learned to say how I am not knowing or something like that, sir.
Yeah, this is also, I also felt it. Without,
Sir.
if you see, we may not be knowing all the things, but
Yes, sir.
because of the exposure to different things at different
Yes,
levels, we
sir.
can guess some things.
Yes,
We
sir.
can come to some conclusions or some basic aspects to a larger extent rightly.
Yes,
So
sir.
that will help you when you work, when you are in the people, amongst the people with some
Yes,
work
sir.
experience. That is what your
Yes.
strength is today.
Yes, sir.
And I think this strength should be the center for your interview. When is your interview?
So my interview is on May 24th, sir.
May 24th. This is your strength actually.
Sir.
Your interview should happen around this strength.
Yes, sir.
That will help you to do this interview in a very, very big way. And
Yes,
that,
sure.
as you said about weakness, mechanical, I don't think it's a weakness. See,
Sir.
lots of things are there. You study something in this education system, we do something, and when you come for all this competitive circle,
Yes, sir.
your basic degree will not be there when you choose
Yes,
your
sir.
options.
True, sir.
Whether you have done justification for your optionals,
Yes, sir.
I personally believe through this interaction that you are a true anthropology student, not just
Yes,
a
sir.
student of anthropology for civil services.
Yes, sir. Yes, true, sir. Yes, sir.
This is your strength.
Yes, sir.
Those who study for civil services mains, they
Sir.
will be knowing the words. They see alphabets. They don't see life in anthropology.
Sir.
Since your passion is anthropology, you could see things, you could answer many things with very ease.
Yes, sir.
This
Yes, sir.
strength
True,
is
sir.
useful in your interview.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Definitely.
So because see, my job or my interaction should help you to show what exactly is the critical aspect or which is the fulcrum of your interview, which should be the fulcrum of your interview,
Sure.
the main interview. And this is the fulcrum. Okay.
Sir. Yes, sir.
So all the best. And before that, I would like to say, see, interview,
Sir.
you might have faced many interviews.
Sir.
The question is, you should leave the queue
Sir.
for the board to ask the next question if you are intelligent enough.
Yes, sir.
That is where your strength will be thoroughly exposed.
Sir.
Try to do it. That helps
Sure.
you a lot.
Sure, sir. Definitely. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I tried to just take you to a long tour from this part of the coast, west coast, to that part of the west coast with lots of things, anthropology, yes, culture, and these things, some part of history too.
Sir.
Including your work, that is man and human animal conflict also.
Yes, sir.
So hope this will help your preparation.
Yes, sir.
So anything you have to talk, you can.
No, sir. As of now, I think we have discussed, sir, most of the things we have discussed, sir, like positives and negatives. I think this is good, sir.
So all the best for May 24th.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
This video is brought to you by AKS IAS.